This is one of those worst case scenarios.
There's people in it. Oh my God, there's so many people in it.
A flood along a river with kids' camps and family residences. Every search and rescue team is asking if we could have gotten here sooner. Officials are saying 107 people in Kerr County alone have died, and 37 of those bodies recovered were children. Rescue recovery is pretty late in the game here. This whole area still hasn't been searched. You can see there's no markings on the cars. We just did search this area, so we're gonna go ahead and mark the cars so that we don't waste any more time and there's no more recovery teams that roll through here. As a dad of 2 daughters, that tragic loss really hits home, and our hearts just break for these families. Crisis Response International monitored the situation and deployed as soon as possible. We arrived with a team and a full flood loadout while the whole area was still restricted and shut down. It was still flooding daily. The line of cars at the police and military barricade was miles long, but God opened the door for us to go in and serve without even waiting in the line. In fact, we were among the only agencies let into the restricted zone and given permission to serve in the hardest hit residential area 3 days before any other crisis response crews arrived. We committed to helping residents at the heaviest hit residential neighborhood along the Guadalupe River. Bumblebee Hills took between 5 and 9 feet of water. We partnered with Sanctuary Church and a local school teacher named Shelby. Both had earned the trust of this small community.
The water knocked me down, took me to the back of my house. I recovered, got on my feet, got to my back kitchen window. The water was up to my waist.
I think about 4 a.m. water started coming in, and within 15 minutes it was up above our waist and loaded, her, my mom, the kids, loaded them all up onto the roof and went back inside and got my black lab. And then after all that was done, I got up there and I don't know, we were probably up there 2 hours, an hour and a half. And then once it started going down, I could see people started looking out and started checking on everybody, making sure everybody else was all right. I think, as far as I know, everybody in this neighborhood was accounted for, which is a miracle considering.
The storm here just ravaged the inside of their house. You can see how high up the watermark is. They're really devastated. We're gonna help them pull out the items that they wanna save. We're gonna wrap those up. Her mom's china is in here. We're gonna take care of that. And then we're gonna just start a muck out with just removing the drywall, all the wet insulation. And then from there, we're gonna move forward and just kind of begin to dry out the house using generators, commercial dehumidifiers, blowers, things like that. Kitchens, all of the things they own. Water came in, just filled the house, and everything's everywhere. So there's an incredible amount of work to be done, and it's getting done. A football team of like 80-something people showed up.
Just here with a group of coaches, players, and dads from Dripping Springs High School, and just try to help clean up, as best we can. Try to do a little part. I know there's a lot to do, and it's going to be going for a while, but we just want to bring our players over and kind of give back to people in the hill country.
and they're all doing amazing work. This is what our God does. We have teams that go through the mud and go through the debris after a flood or a natural disaster, and we intentionally go slow with the owner and we try our best to really connect with them and understand what it is that they're missing. And once we understand, we actually start praying because we can't find it. We're in a full disaster zone where things are just destroyed. Everything that they own is in a pile in the front yard of their house. And we pray, and God ends up showing us where to look. And I know that might sound hard to believe, but it happens all the time. We were able to find some very meaningful items for some of the residences here, and it was absolutely amazing.
Oh, yes, thank you. It's my dog's collar that Matt saved. Well, I was involved in the flood on July 4th, and I got almost 6 feet of water in my home, and we lost almost practically everything. We have a few things that we were able to save, like this mug that every year one of my VA patients makes me one when he comes for his annual, and I just found this in the debris. So and we have this amazing crew out here that is helping demolition everything and clean everything and bring everything in my home outside to be thrown away.
Yeah.
But we lived. We all lived. My family lived when so many didn't.
We've heard so many survivor stories, but this one is intense. As the water rose here, it actually got all the way up to here, the flood line around the walls. Now we've already removed the sheetrock, and we've removed a lot of the flooring, we've removed a lot of the other things in here, all the possessions in here, but I need you to understand something. There was a bed right here. They fled to the back room when the water came, and he got on the bed, but the water kept rising. He got really scared, he didn't know how to swim. He actually dug a hole through the ceiling right here and tried to get up into the ceiling because he was so scared. He thought he was going to drown in his own house. The reason why I'm telling you that is so often we hear the survivor stories of people and we forget the trauma that they actually experienced in this place. So one of the practical ways that we can help people moving forward is to fix the hole in the ceiling so that every time he comes in his room, he's not terrified and reminded and taken back to that place of trauma. So some of the work that we're doing is trauma care that is extremely practical, and it looks like construction, and you're like, what are they, just a construction team? But the care and the intention behind it is actually to just love these people well, so that when they enter into their bedroom, they can remember it wasn't about the flood, it's just where we live. There is so much work being done in the Bumblebee Hills neighborhood. It's because we have people that are supporting that work. The volunteers that are showing up here every day are doing an incredible amount of work with cry responders multiplying every effort. I want you to understand, we've let everybody from the community that wants to help come in here into a neighborhood that needs an incredible amount of help and put them to work. We tell them, you find the black shirts and they'll get you a job. So listen, just a huge thanks to the community response that's happening here. We know there's still flash flood warnings going on. We have a safety evacuation, all of the things. We've got an emergency plan. We understand how to navigate this kind of complicated weather. But I just had to say, our volunteers are the best around because they're sticking it out, they're getting it done, and they're making amazing progress on these residents' houses. Let me show you what I'm talking about. We're replacing outlets. We're replacing switches. We've got blowers running. We're drying out these houses and we're getting things done. Huge thanks to you guys. We've even scraped popcorn ceilings this week. It's coming together. We've had teams working on drywall, insulation, continuing to dry out these houses, but we got the insulation in today. We got the drywall in the houses. We even got lumber to help rebuild stuff. We're so excited. You've seen the piles and piles of their things that have just been washed and ruined by this flood. They're all just sitting in front of their house. We have an opportunity to go in and love them well. Our God is not poor. Our God is not far away. He's not distant. So we have been able to step in and say, how would a good God love people in times of suffering? And this is where it's so fun. We were able to pray with the families, and then we were able to go into the local store and get them the appliances that they wanted. But we didn't pick out the cheapest ones. We let them pick out the actual appliances that they wanted, because we believe that a good father loves to give good gifts. What better way to represent the love of our God that has given us so much and continues to love us and sustain us during all times of crisis and when we are in need. So this is just one way that we're out there loving this community. We're not just doing the physical work, we're trying to provide spiritual and emotional help. They are so relieved. This is one burden that these families will not have to endure. This is what it looks like to give, to go, and to be a part of Crisis Response International.
It has been an absolute honor to walk alongside the people of Texas in these different communities in the midst of this terrible tragedy. We're able to walk with these families and help them spiritually, emotionally, with the trauma, the grief, the loss. All in all, we've shared in over 890 critical ministry moments, and this is something that they don't talk about on the news. Obviously there's a lot of physical labor that needs to be done, a lot of needs. We're doing that, but think about the human heart, and we've had the incredible privilege of walking alongside these families and doing just that. We've deployed over 1,300 volunteers and all in all made over a $1.1 million in impact value on the ground in terms of relief efforts. And guys, we couldn't have done this without you. Responders who are willing to, one, get trained online and then actually deploy of their own resources, their own time, their own energy, get down there and serve practically, physically, spiritually, emotionally. And then obviously all of our partners out there, donors, churches, partner churches who stepped up, who took offerings on Sunday mornings, sent us funding so that we could go and do what we do. And so it's been a beautiful expression of the body of Christ coming together, doing this together. Anyway, God bless you guys. Thank you again for your partnership. Visit criout.com and let's keep growing. Let's keep sowing. Let's keep bringing the kingdom into the midst of crisis, guys. We love you. God bless you. Thank you so much.